welcome to the Speeding Bulletin. My name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. This is all the Superman related news for the week July 25th to July 31st, 2008. There's no movie related news this week, but there's a stack of other Superman info to get through. The Smallville panel at Comic Con featured a video clip of never before seen footage from the upcoming 8th season of the show. As for whether the Smallville Justice League will make another appearance, Kelly Souders teased, "I will say watch the premiere episode of the season. I don't think you'll be disappointed if you're a Justice fan." Brian Peterson teased a possible crossover with Supernatural by saying, "I can't confirm or deny anything right now." And if you're looking for more characters in Smallville, the creative team mentioned that DC has been great about working with them in order to open the door for a lot of new characters. Speaking of new characters, it was announced this week at Comic-Con that the Legion of Superheroes is coming to Smallville in Season 8, in an episode that will be written by Action Comics writer Geoff Johns. Johns said, "I think we're going to be able to stay pretty close to the origin of these characters. They are from 1,000 years in the future, and they'll have flight rings and code names and everything else." Johns explained that the Smallville Legion will be written to fit with Smallville, but they're going to be as true to the core as possible. Much focus has been on Davis Bloom, aka Doomsday, for Smallville Season 8. However, in regards to Tess Mercer, the other new character to be introduced to the show, Darren Swimmer said, "She's a nod to both Miss Tessmacher with Tess, and then her last name, Mercer, is a nod to Mercy from the comic books. But she is neither Tessmacher nor Mercy. We are taking a little bit of both, but the storyline and who she is and where she came from and where she is going is completely new." There were plenty of one-on-one interviews with the cast and crew of Smallville, so visit the Superman homepage to check out the links to those video clips. Noel Neill was presented with the Inkpot Award at the 2008 Comic-Con International. Since 1974, Comic-Con International has awarded the Inkpot Awards, an achievement award given to some of the guests and also members of Comic-Con's committee and board of directors. Congratulations to Miss Neill on winning the award. Superman homepage reviewer Scotty V continues reviewing episodes from the Superboy TV series. This week he reviewed the Season 1 episode titled Revenge of the Alien Part 2, while Jeffrey Taylor continues reviewing episodes from the Superman animated series. This week he checked out the Season 2 episode titled Mixius Pixelated, which was one of my favourite episodes of the entire series. Lots of information came out of Comic-Con International this past week, with Geoff Johns revealing that they've got Superman comics stories planned into 2010. Topics that were touched on were the upcoming new Krypton saga, which will see 100,000 Kryptonians released from Kandor, the introduction of Superwoman, return of the triangle numbering system, and an image was shown of an injured Superman with tubes and bandages on him that seemed to tie in with the Death of Superman story. Newsarama.com caught up with artist J.G. Jones to talk to him about his work on Final Crisis. Amongst their discussion they touched on Supergirl, who is the focus of an upcoming cover, and how he approaches the character. Superman comics we reviewed this week included Justice League of America number 23, which was reviewed by Neal Bailey, who rated it 4 out of 5, saying, "McDuffie is making this title exciting again." Trinity number 8 was reviewed by our own trinity of reviewers, Barry, Jeffrey and Neil, who overall rated it a 2 out of 5. Adam DeShaniel reviewed Superman 678, saying, "I like that Superman and his cast are treated as real now," and he rated it a 4 out of 5. Adam also reviewed Super Friends number 5, which he rated a 5 out of 5, saying, "Finally a story that is fun and interesting and not soaked in Disney-esque life lessons." While James Lance took a look back at Superman 234, which included How to Tame a Volcano and Prison in the Sky stories. While Tom L. reviewed Justice League of America 13 from August 1962, which included the Riddle of the Robot Justice League story. Superman comics shipping this week from July 30th include Justice Society of America Annual number 1, Reign in Hell number 1, which apparently includes an appearance by Linda Danvers, Superman Batman number 50, which has an alternate cover as well, and Trinity number 9. Glue Mobile Incorporated, a leading global publisher of mobile games, unveiled Superman Batman, a new game coming to mobile phones around the world this winter. Superman Batman will be about the joining of the superheroes on a quest to fight evil. In addition to the mobile game, Glue will publish additional mobile content, including wallpapers, ringtones, animated screensavers, voice tones and ringbacks. The Superman mobile game will be released in December and will be available worldwide through Glue's mobile network of wireless carriers and distributors. DC Direct panel at Comic-Con International revealed an upcoming Superman neon sign and a Christopher Reeve Superman statue, while Mattel announced that the Justice League Unlimited action figures would be available to non-Target stores outside the US in 2009, and gave details on a JLU Secret Identities series of action figures. Midway previewed game footage from the upcoming Mortal Kombat vs DC Universe video game at Comic-Con, while our own Neal Bailey attended Comic-Con where he got to play a demo of the game, and you can read Neal's report on his experience at the website now. There's heaps of great images to look at as well. Superman homepage reviewer James Lance continues reviewing story arcs from the 1940s Superman radio series. This week he reviews the Horatio F. Horn detective story. Episode 43 of Radio KAL, the monthly podcast of the Superman homepage, is now available. Neal and I discuss the 2008 Comic-Con, Legion of Superheroes and Doomsday on Smallville, Atlas and Brainiac in the Superman comics, Mark Millar wanting to reinvent Superman, and a lot more. Also, make sure you check out Last Son of Krypton Chapter 43 and Lost Daughter of Krypton Chapter 15 audio dramas from Pendant Audio. And that's all the Superman related news for the week, July 25th to July 31st. I'm Steve Younis from SupermanHomepage.com.
Hi, welcome to Bailey Planet. Today's subject is Trinity. Now, we reviewed Countdown, we reviewed 52, and there was a staggering difference between the two. 52 was rather well done, even if there were a couple of story elements you didn't like. Countdown was very, very, very plot-based, and they moved the plot very, very slow. People rebelled, they didn't like the story, and what happened? It turned into an utter suckfest. So what did they do? They decided to do Trinity. And Trinity, did it learn the lessons from Countdown and its utter failure? No, they're doing a really slow, utter suckfest with an almost entirely plot-based story, with the exception of the first issue where I thought that they were going to characterize Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, and it constantly turned into all three of the characters saying what they represent to one another. Well, Batman, you must be justice, yes, and Wonder Woman, you must be femininity and fire and warrior, and Batman, you think Superman is a great guy, and Superman, you think Batman's a great guy, and Wonder Woman, you know, he go take care of the people in the building, and the point being, it's now turned into kind of a pet creator project, kind of like Countdown was, with a lot of weird, incoherent things that don't make sense, like a lot of the logical conclusions they try and make from tarot card symbols and wolfmen and an etheric scanner. Like I said in my review, this is a story that is better suited to a younger person who is not really looking for anything incredibly deep. And though I spike Busiek all the time on the homepage for the things that he does writing Superman, I really don't want it to be like that. I don't want to be criticizing people. People are like, why can't you just be happy? Well, it's like, I gotta be honest here. I'm not enjoying these stories. And the reason I'm not enjoying these stories is because they have very little depth. They're not very strong. They would have flown in the 90s. They would have flown in the 80s. They would have flown in the Silver Age. But right now, we have read Watchmen. This is a post-Watchmen world. And now, 20 years later, comics should reflect it.